The final bell of the day screamed through Northwood Middle School, a sound of pure freedom. Chairs scraped, backpacks were slung, and kids poured out, eager to escape. But not me. I stayed at my desk, lost in a book. My name is Noah, and sometimes I love reading too much. Mrs. Davison smiled. "Don't stay too late, Noah. The janitors lock up early." I barely nodded, eyes glued to the page. A knight about to face a dragon. The classroom emptied, the hallway noise faded, and then silence. A heavy, unnatural quiet pressed in. I finally looked up. The last orange sunlight slipped away. The clock above the chalkboard was frozen, its red hand stuck. Weird. That clock was never wrong. Shrugging, I closed my book and stretched. The room felt colder, shadows growing. My backpack was a bright spot in the gloom. I grabbed it, shivering. Just the heat's off, I told myself, but a nagging feeling crept in. Something was off. The silence was too deep, too strange. I glanced at the door, suddenly desperate to leave. That's when I realized I might not be alone. I walked to the door, sneakers squeaking in the silence. I turned the knob. Locked. I rattled it, panic rising. Still locked. Peering through the window, I saw only pitch black. No hallway, no lights, nothing. Where were the emergency lights? The world outside had vanished. I hurried to the windows. Outside, it was night. Deep, starless, impossible night. The sun should be up. Instead, darkness swallowed everything. Streetlights and houses were blacked out, as if the world had been switched off. My heart pounded. This wasn't normal. The locked door, the frozen clock, the sudden night. It felt like a nightmare. I pinched my arm. Ouch. Not a dream. I was trapped. My classroom an island in a sea of darkness. The familiar posters and maps looked like props on a stage. I pressed my back to the wall, searching for answers. The silence was suffocating. I tried to steady my breath. "Okay, Noah, don't panic," I whispered. But the dread only grew. I was alone, or so I thought. The shadows seemed to move. Something was coming. The show was about to begin. My eyes darted to the chalkboard. A piece of chalk lifted, floating in midair. I froze, unable to look away. The chalk scratched across the board. "Welcome to class." My blood ran cold. The chalk wrote again. "Tonight's lesson, fear." My heart hammered. I backed away, pressing against the wall. The words glowed, pulsing with eerie light. I squeezed my eyes shut, hoping it would all vanish. I counted to 3, opened my eyes. Nothing changed. The words remained. The darkness pressed in. Then, a new sound, a soft rustling, movement all around me. I wasn't alone anymore. Desks creaked, shadows shifted. I could feel eyes on me. The air grew colder. I tried to steady my breath, but fear gripped me. The lesson was about to begin, and I was the only living student. I turned. The desks were filled with ghostly students. Pale, see-through, dressed in old-fashioned clothes, they stared ahead, faces blank. Their eyes were wide, empty, fixed on the chalkboard. A cold light glowed from within them. I pressed myself against the wall, desperate not to be seen. Then a teacher appeared, tall, thin, in a dark suit, face pale and eyes like black holes. He scanned the room, then locked eyes with me. His smile widened, predatory. He pointed at me. "Ah, a new student." His voice echoed in my head, cold and raspy. "You stayed after the bell. You're enrolled." The ghostly students turned, all eyes on me. I felt exposed, trapped. The teacher's gaze pinned me in place. The classroom was no longer mine. I was part of their class now. Enrolled? My mind raced. The door was locked. Windows led nowhere. The teacher floated to the board, tapping the word fear. "Our curriculum is special," he whispered in my mind. "We learn about shadows, noises in the dark, things that wait for you." The ghostly students nodded in eerie unison. I stammered, "I have to go home. My mom is waiting." The teacher's laugh rattled like bones. "No one is waiting. Time has stopped for them. In here, we have all the time in the world." The word eternity hung in the air, cold and heavy. Panic broke through. I bolted for the door, shoving past icy, ghostly students. I banged on the door, fists aching. "Let me out! Somebody, help!" The room seemed to close in. The teacher's smile never faded. The ghosts watched, silent and still. I was desperate, trapped. My heart pounded in my ears. I refused to give up. I had to escape. I had to wake up. As I pounded the door, a new sound began. A high-pitched, clanging bell, not the friendly school bell. The noise grew, filling the room, scraping at my nerves. The ghostly students clutched their ears, faces twisted in silent screams. The teacher smiled, savoring the chaos. "It's time for the lesson to begin," his voice hissed in my mind. The ringing intensified, the room shook, lights flickered. In the strobing flashes, the ghost's terror was clear. I fell to my knees, hands over my ears, but the sound was inside my head. I curled up, desperate for it to stop. Then a new bell rang. Brrrring! The real school bell. Instantly, the clanging stopped, the lights steadied. Silence returned. I stayed on the floor, heart pounding, ears ringing. I opened my eyes, afraid of what I'd see. Was it over? Was I free? Or was the nightmare just beginning? I blinked. The room was normal. Sunlight streaming in, kids playing outside. The clock ticked. It was only 3:15 p.m. The chalkboard was clean. The ghosts and teacher were gone. The door opened. Mrs. Davison peeked in, concerned. "Noah, are you all right? I heard a bang." I stared, speechless. Had I dreamed it all? "I think I just fell asleep," I managed. She smiled. "You must have been tired. Or maybe that book is more exciting than I thought." She ushered me out. I grabbed my backpack, hands shaking. One last look at the sunny classroom. It had to be a dream. The hallway was bright and empty. Mrs. Davison locked the door. The click sent a shiver down my spine. I hurried outside, gulping fresh air. The sun felt real, warm. I laughed shakily. What an imagination. The whole way home, I told myself it was just a dream. Just a very, very bad dream. But the fear lingered. I couldn't shake the feeling. Something wasn't right. I was safe, wasn't I? Or was the nightmare waiting for me? At home, I dropped my backpack and grabbed a cookie, avoiding my mom's questions. I just wanted normal. Games, videos, anything to forget. I checked my email. One new message, the After Hours Committee. I hesitated, then clicked. No text, just an attachment. My heart pounded as I opened it. A black and white photo loaded. Old-fashioned students, the tall teacher, all staring at the camera. In the back, a boy in modern clothes, face twisted in terror. It was me, the ghostly class, the teacher, and me, caught in that nightmare. It wasn't a dream. It was real. My blood ran cold. As I stared, a line of text appeared below the photo, glowing sickly green. The message was simple, chilling. "See you tomorrow." I slammed the laptop shut, heart racing. The nightmare wasn't over. It was just beginning.